Hello, my name is Dr. Priscilla. The purpose of this lesson is to teach those who are teaching English one strategy to help students learn deeply without much difficulty as they learn. I believe this type of teaching will make the learning interesting and available at any time a student wants to recall words that they have learned. They first must be able to use it confidently and fluently when they're talking in general conversations. Now, this does not work if it is something specific, maybe to a legal profession or medical profession. This is just general conversation. I'm going to use this lesson that I have from News in Levels. It is online, and it's a great place for students to read something short and be able to discuss it without any difficulty. I will read the article, special video of a snow leopard. I would then ask the student if, in fact, they understood the title of the article. And if the student did not, I might say, that's an interesting question. Or if they ask me a question, rather, I would say that's an interesting question, especially if I did not know what the answer is. For example, I don't know what a snow leopard is, but I would imagine that it has to do with a cat because I see the picture of a cat, and maybe I know the word snow has to do with something cold. Then I would suspect that the word might be a cat that lives in a place that is very cold. Now I will read. In nature, it is very difficult to see a snow leopard. One photographer filmed a snow leopard in China. The photographer saw the leopard's footprints in the snow. He put his camera on a rock. The special camera was 4,600 meters high in the mountains. The camera filmed the leopard. The camera was interesting for the leopard. There are not many snow leopards in China. They are under state protection. The pictures of this leopard are very special. Your difficult words are difficult, which means not easy, footprint, a mark made by a foot. Now, the only thing that I want my student to be able to do today is use the word difficult and the word footprint. Now we'll start to talk about things that I do know, I might say. Now, this wasn't a difficult lesson to read, was it? I think it was quite easy. What I just did was to give the opposite of difficult, which would be an antonym. As the student is listening, the student is understanding the definition or the meaning of difficult. And after we talk about things that are difficult in his life, did he have any difficulty today? Hopefully the student will start to recognize by saying, yes, I did have quite a difficult day today. I almost overslept and felt that I would be late for work. And we may talk about other things that were difficult to do, difficult starting this job. But now that I've worked here for 4 years, it's easy for me to understand. Again, I use the antonym for difficult, easy. I asked the student, where does he or she live, and if it's ever cold there. We talk about that for a few minutes, and we talk about where can we find our footprints in cold weather. In cold weather, we might find our footprints in the snow, or if it's very rainy and muddy, we might find our footprints in the mud, just so we have a good frame of where we might see a footprint and what the word footprint actually means. We may talk about what it means to have something printed. When you have something printed, like paper, it is for you to look over. And that's the same as a footprint. You look over at your footprint to see where you have been, or you look to see where someone is going if they are ahead of you. That pretty much takes us to the 2 vocabulary words in this article. Then we talk about the article by summarizing the article, being sure that we use the 2 words. So here's my summary. In this article, we learned that a photographer found difficulty in capturing the image of a snow leopard. Once the photographer saw the footprints of the snow leopard, he mounted his camera someplace in the mountains and was able to get the snow leopard on film. Now that we've summarized the article, the next thing I will try to do is find out what is interesting to the student about snow leopards or anything that has to do with maybe cold weather, what is interesting to the student about animals. Just choose a topic, and as the teacher, I will introduce the words difficult and footprints as often as I can. I hope this little tutorial was beneficial. I enjoyed creating it. Thank you so much for listening. I am Dr. Priscilla, the founder of Speak Excellent English. Bye for now.